Previously, in part 1. How to handstand. Flat and comfortable surface. Hands shoulder distance apart, so bring them up. Have your hands spread out wide. You need that surface area and that control of the ground. Standing on our hands, and we can take our feet off the ground, so they're floating like this. La la la. Where are my shoes? And no socks. I go barefoot. That's the best way to do a handstand. Alright, well done everyone for keeping up so far. You are doing brilliantly. I know you are. You are keeping track and you're doing well, I know. We've got to the section where I just tell you to practice, practice, and practice. Yes, that is right. You need to practice every day. Don't worry if you miss a few days, that's totally fine. But practice and practice and practice. If you want to learn to handstand, you're going to have to do it every day. And most probably, you really want to learn a handstand if you're watching this video. So you're going to love handstand. You're going to have an obsession with handstands, and you'll be doing it every day. I was doing it every day, almost every hour. Almost any time I had any spare time, I was upside down. And my dad did say a joke that I would be going upside down just to regulate my blood circulation. He made a joke that I'm handstanding all the time. But that's really what it was like when I was learning to handstand. I was upside down all the time. So practicing is the most important thing. Just like with everything else, practice, 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 and you'll get better. So keep on practicing. The next section, we're just going to talk about a few teeny little tips that help to improve your handstands. All right, so we're talking about handstands, aren't we? We're going to be upside down when we're doing a handstand. It's obvious, but people do forget that handstands require being upside down. You need to be comfortable being upside down. When you're doing a handstand, you are essentially standing on your hands, upside down, balancing your weight to try and stand. And you don't want to move your hands, you don't want to walk around, because that's not considered a handstand, that's more considered hand walking. So when you start out, you're going to be walking around, you're going to be banging into things, and it's going to be a mess. But that is part of it. That is because you're not comfortable and you're not used to balancing your weight upside down. So your weight is going to sway over that way and you're going to move, and your weight's going to sway over that way and you're going to move. I hear that. Excuse me. What is that guy doing? So here, I'm going to recommend a quick little tip and trick for getting used to being upside down, and that is doing headstands. Headstands are considerably more easy, and they are much more easier to be able to do because you are standing on your head and your hands. So you have your hands and your head to control your weight and to distribute your weight on the ground. And this allows you to get used to how your legs are positioned and how you position yourself upside down and where your feet are going to go and what happens when you sway to one side and how to control that. So headstands may hurt your head a bit, so it's good to have a hoodie that you can put on top and that's nice and comfy, so you can do a nice headstand without it hurting a lot. If you're inside and you have the availability of a cushion, that is brilliant. That definitely helps when you're doing headstands. And we can go do a headstand right now together for practice. So come over here where the GoPro is set up. Alright, so the best way to do a headstand is to go on your knees, place your hands shoulder distance apart like you're going to get ready for a handstand, and bring your head down to the ground so it's nice and comfy, and you'll make this triangle between your head and your hands. When you go upside down, you are going to bring your knees off the ground. You're going to bring your legs close to your body, and now you're on your head and your hands, and you are tucked. As you can see, my legs here, they're tucked close to my body. Keep the weight on your head and be pushing with your hands, and then just bring your legs up slowly into the air, and then just be here, move your legs around, find what is comfortable, like this, move them around, see what's comfortable, and play around like that. Now remember, these can be quite dangerous being upside down for a long time, so don't stay upside down for too long. Remember to come back down. But I like to do quick little exercises when I'm doing headstands, and I bring my legs close to my body. I then stretch them out, and I bring my legs in front of myself so that it's almost 90 degree. Bring them up, stretch them out like a V shape, and I do a few little kicks and move them about. And it's just moving your legs, pushing the weight from side to side so that you feel comfortable upside down, and that you get used to controlling your weight when you're upside down. That's really important, and it's a really good exercise for doing handstands. So these headstands are really, really useful, and you should try and practice a headstand or two every session that you do for your handstand sessions. They really do help, and they are great for starting out. Even if you are pretty advanced, headstands are always good to keep on doing, because they help to develop your abdominal muscles so that they are strong, and they also just help with your balance and having blood around your head area, because you're going to get a lot of blood rushing to your head upside down. But we are just going to finish this video off with the last few tips that we will add to our guide that we are writing down. Hopefully you don't have to, but it is useful. So these last tips are the just technique on how to get started with a handstand. We have talked about all the things that help with a handstand. We haven't talked about how to actually do one. So I'm going to teach you my method on how I actually do a handstand. Your method might differ. Whatever is comfortable to you will definitely work for you. So this is my method, and this is how I do it. And I've just got the best results with this. Just play around, find out what is perfect for you. By no means is this going to be the best one, but it's just what I do. Woo! Okay, we're going to talk about my method on how I handstand. Mine is interesting, mine is a bit different to quite a few people, but this one is actually quite useful. So, how do I do it? I start with my hands on the ground. Other people like to start standing up and they come down and get into it. That is too quick for me. I lose my balance immediately, and I pretty much fail at that one. So the way I do it is I place my hands, as we have learnt, onto the ground nice and comfortably. I bring my legs quite up here, sort of this position. Don't know how I would explain this. It's sort of press up position, but a bit higher, so that your butt is poking to the sky. This is funny. Okay, and the way I do it is I get my left leg, because I feel like my left leg is my dominant leg, but whatever leg is dominant, use that. And I sort of bring this one up, get ready, and this left leg is going to bounce me up, and I'm going to fire to a upright position. That's sort of the way I do it. So you bounce, 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 get ready for the nice one, and fire, like that. Here is a slow motion clip so you can see where my back leg that isn't bouncing, where that goes, so I can keep my weight upright. So here are my notes. Start with your hands on the ground, that's my method, and bounce off with one leg. So those are all my tips for doing a handstand. Remember, practice, practice and practice. We have got to always practice to get better, but I hope you found these tips useful. As you can see, to sum this all up, when I have kicked off with one leg, you see that my feet just meet each other at the top and they stay straight. Some people like to bend their legs a bit if they need to do that to distribute their weight and keep themselves balanced. That is understandable, and it is different for everyone. I can't really tell you how to control your handstand. Just remember that little exercise technique where we were in our frog stand, as I call it, and we were distributing the weight around our body. It's just like that, but obviously having your legs upright and try and keep your feet together. I find that useful. I might do a little advanced video to help improve you if you've just got everything that I've talked about here mastered and you just want some help on how to literally hold the handstand. I know a few little, not many, but just a few little tips on how to keep yourself balanced. But apart from that, that is all. So let's just go through everything we have jotted down on our notepad. Remember, find a nice, flat, comfortable surface for you to work on. You don't want anything uncomfortable and anything difficult to work on. Hands are shoulder distance apart, maybe a bit wider, depending on your preferences. Not too wide. You're using too many muscles. You want it to be comfortable. You want to use as little muscles as possible. So a nice shoulder distance apart. If you're too close, it's not going to work. Too wide, not going to work. And then wide spread hands. You want nice wide hands so that you can control your weight a lot more. The frog stand exercise is brilliant when you are trying to practice distributing your weight on your hands. That is really good. Shoes and socks off if you can and if that feels comfortable, because that gives you your natural body weight and no unwanted foreign objects on your feet that will sway you about and just disrupt your balance. Shorts if you can, skirts, whatever, just not heavy, big, long trousers. They are irritating and they're not good. You have to practice and practice, always practicing every day, every hour, every free time you have, just practice and practice. It will help so much. If you don't practice, you're just not going to improve. To get comfortable upside down and controlling your weight when you are upside down, do headstands. They are really good and really useful. Try and practice a headstand every session that you are doing a handstand, because they are super useful with learning how to practice being upside down and being comfortable upside down. And to finish it all off, the technique is, my technique is to have your hands on the ground to begin with, because you get more control, and bounce off with one leg or two legs. I use one leg so that I can bring that leg that I'm not bouncing off with right up straight, so that I can bring the other leg back to it, so they can meet each other, and I know that is my straight standing position, and that works really well. That is it. I thank you for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed. It's getting cloudy and wet, and my camera is dripping with water. I do hope you enjoyed. I know it's very different from what I usually do, but I've watched many tutorials on other things, not just handstands. So just learning how to backflip, or learning some stretches, or learning anything outside moving your body, and I feel like I have to pause it every single time, and that is really annoying. I know it's useful for uploading. You don't want a half an hour video. It takes a long time, but having these long videos allows you to learn a lot better and not pause the video all the time, and you get to connect with me. I had grass on my head. You get to connect with me, the teacher, in a way, and I feel like the learning process is a lot better when you don't have to pause the video all the time. Thank you for watching. Stay happy, stay humble. go vegan. Thank you for watching. Watch all my other videos. I make films and movies and Q&As and fun adventure videos and vlogs and everything. So you can check out all my old videos. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Thanks for learning to handstand with me. You're awesome. I sure do hope this camera is not too wet and will not break. It is beautiful out here, even though it is wet and disgusting. But it is beautiful. You can see the birds flying over there. Look at this. Just super cloudy. Ooh, and very cold with this wind. When you do your handstands, make sure you're doing it in a good environment that's not freezing cold like this. Oh, whew. I'm just filming this video and I want to get it up for this this person who has been asking me to help them with their handstands for a long time. You know who you are, but I've forgotten your username. It may be DJ Infinity. Hello, if it is. I'm sorry, it's just gone out of my mind. It might be DJ Infinity. Look at that! Do you see that mud? Yucky. Yucky. I couldn't go around with all this camera gear, so I had to go through the mud, and that's not nice at all. Yeah, DJ Infinity, I'm pretty sure that's your name. I'm not sure. I don't want to get it wrong in the main section of the video, so I didn't really say. But here is your little tutorial. Look at that. It usually comes off. It usually comes off when I get to the gate. Look at these feet. Look at these feet. Ugh. Yucky. Sometimes I sound like an absolute 2-year-old. It's funny though. Be a kid, be happy, and be yourself. Ow! Kids are awesome, aren't they? We can learn so much from kids. They appreciate nature and they appreciate your life. So be a kid. I'm not afraid of being a kid. Oh, I'm going to get told off though for these muddy feet when I get inside. I'm going to show you them once again. Really nice. Thank you for watching. I do these weird little clips at the end of every video. My sister's laughing at me because I'm talking to the camera. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Oh. Be good if this was open.